This is the regularly scheduled board meeting of the Eastern Illinois Area Special Education EIASE Executive Board. We'll do roll call first. Carla?
Lance Landeck.
Here.
Bill Pritchard.
Here.
Jeremy Larson.
Here.
Eric Van Holden.
Here.
Carrie Jackson.
Here.
Okay. Do we have anybody that's absent?
We have Tom Mulligan absent, Kevin Ross absent, and Kent Stouter absent.
Okay. Let's see. I don't think anybody can see mine.
Hello, Dr. Larson. Don't be mad.
All right. Now hopefully everybody can see the agenda. First agenda item number 3 is our election of executive board officers. We always had a president and a secretary. This past school year, we had Mr. Mulligan from Arcola served as our president, and Mr. Van Hoven served as our secretary. It is not an overly extensive task. It's basically just signing some documents every now and then. So, any nominations for the office of president?
Tony, for what it's worth, I'm happy to help anywhere I can. This is it for me, so I might as well go out.
Go out in service.
Yeah, in service is right. So I'm happy to help.
That being said, do I hear any nominations for Bill Pritchard as EIASE Executive Board President?
I'll make a nomination, or I'll make a motion for Bill Pritchard to be the president.
Okay.
I'll second.
Any other nominations? Okay. By acclamation, do we have consensus for Bill Pritchard to be EIASE Executive Board President?
Aye.
All in favor?
Aye.
Terry Jackson, second. Okay. All right. Welcome, Mr. President.
Gee, thanks.
The Office of Secretary. Once again, it's signing off on a couple of documents as the board secretary, is like our audit and treasurer's report and things like that every now and then. So, do I have a nomination for someone to serve as for the office of secretary? Once again, I'll reemphasize that Mr. Van Hoven has experience serving in this role.
I recommend and I nominate Eric to continue in that role.
I second that.
Okay. Any other nominations? Okay. By acclamation, do we have Eric Van Hoven as EIASE Board Secretary? All in favor, say aye or raise your hand.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
All right. Any opposed? All right. Welcome, Eric. Thank you for continuing. Agenda item number 5 is our minutes from the last month. Hopefully everybody had a chance to review that. For those of you who are new on our board, I send out the board packet as a PDF to you and with links in there so that you can have access to all the other documents in there. It helps us save a few trees that way rather than printing those off. And so if that's okay with everybody, we'll continue to do that. In addition to our minutes, we've got our monthly bills and financial statements and some resignations. Rachel, would you like to present anything on our bills and financial statements for the month of June?
In June, we ended the month at 4.2 million, which is a more realistic cash ending toward our fund balance. Last June in 2020, our audited fund balance ended up at 5.5 million. So I'm anxious 3/4 of the cost, and we aren't waiting on our IDEA funds this year to be reimbursed, because those have been coming in through the district billing on those 3 quarterly bills. Otherwise, the June bills, or the July 13th bill list is not real large, but we paid most of our bills out at the end of June when we could in last fiscal year, with that billing at the end of June.
Any questions on the billing for Rachel or on the financial statements? Okay. We've also had 3 resignations. Kyra Bannister, teacher aide at Fresh Start, Sarah Bernakempe, an occupational therapist, and Anna Kessler, a teacher's aide at Early Childhood. If I got no questions or further discussion, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Motion carried, Jackson. Do I have a second?
Second, Windsor.
Is that Mr. Pritchard?
Yes, Neoga will second.
Okay. Okay, roll call vote, Carla?
Jeremy Larson,
Yes.
Lance Landau,
Yes.
Terry Jackson,
Yes.
Tom Mulligan,
Yes.
Eric Van Holden,
Yes.
Bill Pritchard.
Yes.
And Kevin Ross.
Marshall showed up too.
Okay.
Kevin Ross, yes.
Oh, all right. Thank you, Mr. Ross.
I took a wrong turn between meetings.
That happens. The next agenda item, we have several people that are in line for employment because we've had several resignations the last couple of months, and several positions that were just left unfilled last year that we're trying to gear up for. So next month will be a very extensive list for employment, but for right now we have 2 people that are ready to go. Humera Ahmed, a counselor at Kansas TLC, and Cheryl Welch, a teacher at Life Academy. It's my recommendation, a motion that the executive board employ the following persons effective at the date listed. Do I have a motion to that effect?
Motion, Windsor.
Second, Harris.
Okay. Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Carla?
Jeremy Larson,
Yes.
Bill Pritchard,
Yes.
Tom Mulligan,
Yes.
Eric Van Holden,
Yes.
Terry Jackson,
Yes.
Lance Landau.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The next agenda item is our presentation of our annual budget. This is the same budget presentation that we showed last month. We've had basically 2 weeks since our last meeting, and been working on billing and getting all of that done. We hope that should be, the bills and everything should be ready to go out today for 4th quarter. So that being said, this is the same budget, that presentation that we had from last month. Nothing's been updated. The only difference at this point would be that I'd recommend that the board vote to make this document public so that we can have at least 30 days prior to our adoption. So if the tentative budget is acceptable to the executive board, I suggest that the executive board make it available for review after this meeting so that we can ensure that the budget's available for public review at least 30 days prior to adoption. And once again, everybody has a link to this in their board packet if they wanted to.
So you need a motion to approve the tentative budget?
Yes.
I'll make that motion.
Second, Marshall.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Carla?
Lance Landau,
Yes.
Terry Jackson,
Yes.
Tom Mulligan,
Yes.
Bill Pritchard,
Yes.
Eric Van Holden,
Yes.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Jeremy Larson.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. The next agenda item is recommendation for destruction of verbatim recordings. So we've got our audio recordings of 6 meetings that are older than 18 months. So it's my recommendation that the executive board approve the destruction of recordings of the 6 meetings that we have listed here. Do I have a motion to that effect?
So moved. Diedrich.
Motion by Dietrich,
Second, Marshall.
second Marshall. Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Carla.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Tom Mulligan,
Yes.
Jeremy Larson,
Yes.
Lance Landeck,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher,
Yes.
Eric Van Helden.
Yes.
Thank you. The next,
Should I get Carrie?
Carrie, did we vote? Okay,
Carrie Jackson.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yes.
thank you. The next agenda item is a review of closed meeting minutes. This is just a listing here of all of our minutes that we have listed as closed. It's my recommendation that the executive board maintain all of the currently closed meetings as closed. Well, they're that close that the link doesn't work apparently. There it is. So this is, I think, every closed session meeting that we've had. We've basically kept those all closed. So my recommendation that we maintain all of these minutes as closed. Do I have a motion to that effect?
Motion, Arcola.
Motion Arcola, second.
Second, Diedrich.
Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Carla.
Eric Van Helden,
Yes.
Jeremy Larson,
Yes.
Tom Mulligan,
Yes.
Lance Landeck,
Yes.
Kevin Ross,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher,
Yes.
Carrie Jackson.
Yes.
All right, last agenda item, folks, lease agreements. We've got the Marshall Project Help Classroom space and then the West Side Building Program. So for those of you that are new on the board, the only space that we rent for Project Help is in Marshall, and that's because there's not a space within the Marshall School District buildings that we can accommodate our classrooms there. So we rent a space in the community. The Preschool for All grant pays for that. That doesn't go into anybody's tuition in any sort of way at all. So that's a self-contained payment in the district. The other 3 leases are for our Fresh Start program in Effingham, and so these lease agreements are the same that we had. The only difference is that we are switching from the East Side building in Effingham to the West Side building in Effingham, which is a little bit of a bigger building for us. So we're going from having 4 classroom spaces available at the East Side building to 8 classroom spaces available at the West Side. So our cost per square foot is staying the same. In our lease, the lease is going up by a few $1,000s because of the increased square footage that we are leasing, and those costs figure into the TLC tuition, just like our Kansas lease and our Humboldt lease as well. So it's my recommendation that the board approve the leases for the 21-22 school year.
So moved, Windsor.
Motion
Second,
Windsor,
Marshall.
Second Marshall. Any questions or discussion? Okay, roll call vote, Carla.
Carrie Jackson,
Yes.
Lance Landeck,
Yes.
Bill Fritcher,
Yes.
Jeremy Larson,
Yes.
Tom Mulligan,
Yes.
Eric Van Helden,
Yes.
Kevin Ross.
Yes.
Okay, that's all I have for everybody. Our next board meeting will be on August 10th, and that one might take a little bit longer than this one, but thank you, everybody. Do I have a motion to adjourn for the day?
So moved, Diedrich.
Second, Windsor.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, meeting is adjourned at 8:46. Thank you, everybody.